After being in development since the last game in the series came out, Persona 5 has finally been released to the public. Since I had never personally played a Persona game before, I decided that this game would be my entry into the franchise. So, how good is Persona 5 in the eyes of a new player in Atlus's big franchise? Persona 5's story is an odd one, but that's what makes it so interesting and cool. Play a silent protagonist who is transferred to a new school after getting a criminal record, and find out that you can access people's palaces, a distorted version of a certain person's desire. Using monsters called personas, you and a group called the Phantom Thieves attempt to steal people's hearts to change their perspectives and stop their desires from spiraling out of control. As I said, it's a weird story, but it's still fantastic. To help with that, the game has a cast of characters that are almost too good to be true. Each of them have a quirk that makes them unique as well as interesting to get to know. Along with those characters you get to hang out on a possible daily basis, the game has you go through each day in the story by doing numerous things. You can go to school, find a part-time job and get money, do different activities so you can increase your social stats, or go to the palaces to steal people's hearts. There's so much to do in this game. I found myself never bored, and I also even found myself spacing out and planning what to do for each next day. That's the beauty of Persona 5's story. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based games, but Persona 5 may be the most fun I've ever had with a turn-based style combat system. It's a very simple combat system to understand while also giving you a lot of options each fight, between normal attacking with your weapon, using any of your personas, using an item, or shooting the enemy with a gun. The game also can give the option of switching out characters mid-fight, which is a mechanic I always welcome in these games, like what happened in Final Fantasy X. The game does give a good tutorial as well on how these systems work, as well as helping you understand the different enemy types that there are. It's a great system and definitely my favorite turn-based system of any game I've played previous. Start out, the art style for Persona 5 is outright amazing. It gives the game a cool look that fits with the game's story and characters. The game is also accompanied with maybe one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard for a video game. Each theme is memorable and awesome to listen to, which helps certain moments in the game stand out just that tiny bit more. Yeah, I wouldn't say Persona 5 in graphics is a thing to go head over heels for, but it works for this kind of game. I also don't quite understand why the game would go between game-style cutscenes and anime-style cutscenes. I mean, they're cool and well animated, and honestly, they do fit the game a bit, but honestly, it just doesn't make that much sense to me. But still, and technically speaking, Persona 5 is still a solid game. To be honest, Persona 5 surprised me. I went in expecting a decent game and came out absolutely loving it. And there are numerous good reasons why. It connects well on the story front, giving us a well-made and memorable story along with some amazing characters. Its turn-based combat is the best I've ever played in the genre, and the art style and soundtrack help make the game a joy to look at and listen to. With that said, Persona 5 has given me probably one of the best gaming experiences I've had so far in 2017.